Your Ford suspension is dying right now, and you have no idea it's happening. While you're driving to work, running errands, and living your life, thousands of dollars worth of suspension components are wearing out faster than they should be. But here's the thing that's going to shock you. This premature wear is almost entirely preventable. I'm about to show you 5 specific techniques that Ford Master technicians use to make suspension systems last 3 times longer than average. These aren't expensive modifications or complicated procedures. These are simple habits and maintenance tricks that anyone can do. But somehow, 95% of Ford owners have never heard of them. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes because what you're about to learn will save you literally thousands of dollars and make your Ford ride like new for the entire time you own it. Let me tell you about my friend David, who bought a used 2018 Ford F-150 with 60,000 miles on it. The truck seemed perfect, no accidents, clean title, well-maintained according to the records. 6 months later, he started hearing clunking noises from the front end. Then the steering got loose. His tires were wearing unevenly. When he took it to a shop, they gave him an estimate for $4,200. Ball joints, tie rod ends, control arm bushings, sway bar links, and shocks all needed replacement at only 75,000 miles. David was furious. He thought he'd bought a lemon, but the truth was much simpler. The previous owner had simply never performed the maintenance techniques I'm about to show you. Those suspension components should have lasted at least 150,000 miles, but they were destroyed at 75,000 because of neglect that could have been prevented with less than an hour of work per year. Modern Ford suspensions are engineering marvels. Whether you've got an F-150, an Explorer, a Mustang, or an Escape, your suspension system consists of dozens of precisely engineered components working together to give you a smooth ride, responsive handling, and safe vehicle control. But here's what Ford doesn't advertise in their commercials. Every single one of these components has a lubrication requirement, a maintenance schedule, or a specific care technique that dramatically affects its lifespan. The difference between a suspension that lasts forever and one that needs major repairs at 80,000 miles comes down to whether you know these secrets and actually implement them. Trick number 1. The monthly bounce test and what it really tells you. Most people think checking your suspension means pushing down on each corner of your vehicle and seeing if it bounces. That's part of it, but there's so much more you should be doing. And the way you interpret what you feel makes all the difference. Once a month, I want you to perform a comprehensive bounce test at each corner of your Ford. Park on level ground and walk to the front driver's side corner. Place both hands on the fender and push down firmly with your body weight. The vehicle should compress smoothly and then return to its normal height with maybe one small bounce. If it bounces more than once, your shock or strut is starting to fail. But here's what most people miss. While you're doing this test, you need to listen carefully. You should hear absolutely nothing. If you hear any clunking, squeaking, or grinding sounds during the bounce, that's not normal. A clunk usually means a worn ball joint or control arm bushing. A squeak often indicates dry suspension bushings that need lubrication. A grinding sound can mean a strut mount bearing is worn out. These sounds are early warning signs that give you weeks or months to address problems before they become dangerous or expensive. Now here's the advanced part of this technique that almost nobody knows about. After you do the bounce test, get down on your hands and knees and look at the suspension components while someone else bounces the vehicle. Watch the control arms, the tie rod ends, the sway bar links. Everything should move as a unified system. If you see any component moving independently or in a way that looks wrong, you've identified a worn part before it fails completely. I caught a failing ball joint on my own Ford using this exact technique. The ball joint had developed just enough play that I could see it moving slightly out of sync with the control arm during the bounce test. I replaced it immediately and avoided what could have been a dangerous failure on the highway. The reason this monthly bounce test is so critical is that suspension wear happens gradually. You drive your Ford every day, so you don't notice the slow degradation in ride quality. It's like watching your kids grow up. You don't notice the changes because you see them constantly, but someone who only sees them once a year is shocked by how much they've grown. Your suspension is the same way. By performing this test monthly, you create reference points that help you notice changes that would otherwise sneak up on you. When you catch suspension problems early, repairs typically cost a few $100s. When you catch them late, you're looking at thousands because worn components damage other components in a cascading failure. Trick number 2. The forgotten lubrication. Points that destroy suspensions. Here's a fact that's going to make you angry. Your Ford has multiple suspension components with grease fittings that need regular lubrication, and the quick lube places you take your vehicle to are completely ignoring them. Most modern Ford trucks and SUVs have grease fittings on the ball joints, tie rod ends, and sometimes on the control arm bushings. These fittings exist for a reason. They're designed to accept fresh grease that keeps the internal components lubricated and protected from moisture and contamination. When these joints go without fresh grease, the internal surfaces wear rapidly and fail prematurely. The industry standard recommendation is to grease these fittings every oil change or every 5,000 miles. But I've inspected countless Ford vehicles at quick lube shops and dealerships, and I'd estimate that less than 10% are actually getting their suspension greased regularly. Why? Because it takes time. It requires a grease gun. The technician has to crawl under the vehicle and locate each fitting. It's easier and faster to just skip this service and hope the customer doesn't notice until after the warranty expires. This is negligence that's costing Ford owners millions of dollars annually in premature suspension repairs. Let me show you how to do this yourself. You need a grease gun, which you can buy at any auto parts store for about $30. You also need the right grease, which for most Ford applications is a high-quality lithium-based chassis grease. Jack up your Ford safely and support it on jack stands. Never work under a vehicle supported only by a jack. Locate your grease fittings. On most Ford front suspensions, you'll find them on the upper and lower ball joints and on the outer tie rod ends. They look like small metal nipples protruding from the component. Wipe each fitting clean before you attach your grease gun to prevent forcing dirt into the joint. Attach your grease gun and pump slowly. You should feel resistance, and you might see the rubber boot on the joint start to swell slightly as fresh grease enters. Pump until you see fresh, clean grease start to purge from the edges of the boot. This indicates that you've pushed out the old, contaminated grease and filled the joint with fresh lubricant. This is critical. If you just pump in a few shots without purging the old grease, you're not accomplishing much. The contaminated grease mixed with the fresh grease continues to cause wear. You need to completely flush the joint by pumping until clean grease emerges. After greasing, wipe away the excess grease from around the boot. This isn't just for cleanliness. Excess grease on the outside of the boot can attract dirt and debris that can work its way past the boot seal and contaminate the joint. A clean installation lasts longer than a messy one. Repeat this process for every grease fitting on your suspension. The entire job takes about 30 minutes once you've done it a few times, and know where all your fittings are located. 30 minutes every 5,000 miles to potentially double or triple the life of components that cost hundreds of dollars each to replace. That's a pretty good return on investment. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Trick number 3. The tire rotation pattern that actually protects your suspension. Everyone knows you're supposed to rotate your tires, but almost nobody understands that the rotation pattern you use has a direct impact on your suspension longevity. Most tire shops use whatever rotation pattern is fastest for them. They're not thinking about your suspension. They're thinking about getting your vehicle in and out as quickly as possible. But the rotation pattern matters tremendously because it affects how your suspension components wear and how forces are distributed across your entire suspension system. For most Ford vehicles with non-directional tires, you should be using a cross-rotation pattern. This means the front tires move to the opposite rear positions, and the rear tires move straight forward to the front on the same side. So your front driver tire goes to the rear passenger position, your front passenger tire goes to the rear driver position, your rear driver tire goes to the front driver position, and your rear passenger tire goes to the front passenger position. This pattern ensures that each tire experiences every position on the vehicle over its lifetime, which helps even out wear patterns and prevents any single suspension component from being overloaded. Here's why this matters more than you think. Tires develop wear patterns based on the specific suspension geometry and alignment characteristics of their position. A tire on the front driver's side of your vehicle wears differently than a tire on the rear passenger side. If you never rotate your tires or if you use an incorrect rotation pattern, those uneven wear patterns become more pronounced over time. As tires wear unevenly, they create vibrations and force variations that travel through your suspension components. A tire with a flat spot or uneven wear is constantly hammering your ball joints, control arms, and shocks with impact forces that they weren't designed to handle continuously. Additionally, proper tire rotation helps maintain consistent ride height across your vehicle. When tires wear unevenly, your vehicle can develop a slight lean or height difference from side to side. This seems minor, but it changes the angles at which your suspension components operate. Ball joints and control arms that are designed to work within specific angular ranges start operating outside those ranges. This accelerates wear and can lead to premature failure. I've seen Ford vehicles with suspension problems that were entirely caused by years of neglected tire rotation. Once the owner started rotating properly and replaced the unevenly worn tires, the suspension problems stopped immediately. You should be rotating your tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. This coincides nicely with oil changes, which makes it easy to remember. If you're doing your own oil changes, add tire rotation to the same service interval. If you're having someone else do your oil changes, specifically request tire rotation and specify that you want a cross-rotation pattern. Don't assume they'll do it correctly, or even do it at all unless you explicitly request it and verify that it was done. Trick number 4, the alignment check. That most shops skip wheel alignment is one of those services that everyone's heard of, but few people really understand. Most Ford owners only get an alignment after they hit a major pothole or when their tires are wearing oddly. This is waiting way too long. Your alignment changes gradually over time from normal driving, and small alignment changes that you can't feel are actively destroying your suspension components long before you notice any symptoms. The secret that suspension shops don't want you to know is that you should be checking your alignment at least twice a year, even if everything feels fine. Here's how alignment affects suspension longevity. When your wheels aren't pointed in exactly the right direction, your tires are constantly fighting against the direction you're traveling. This creates drag and friction that has to be absorbed somewhere, and that somewhere is your suspension components. Misaligned wheels put side loads on ball joints, tie rod ends, and control arm bushings that they weren't designed to handle. Over months and years, these inappropriate loads cause premature wear. A ball joint that should last 150,000 miles with proper alignment might only last 80,000 miles with a slightly off alignment that you can't even feel while driving. Most alignment shops will tell you that your alignment is fine if it's within the manufacturer's acceptable range. But here's what they're not telling you. That acceptable range is quite wide, and being at the edge of acceptable is very different from being perfectly centered in the specification. You want your alignment to be as close to the center of the specification range as possible, not just somewhere within the acceptable window. When I get an alignment done, I specifically request that the technician target the center of the specification for all angles. This ensures that as my alignment gradually changes over time, it stays within the optimal range for much longer. There's also a specific sequence in which alignment adjustments should be made to minimize stress on your suspension. Caster should be set first, then camber, then toe. Many shops do these adjustments in whatever order is convenient, but the proper sequence matters because each adjustment affects the others. When adjustments are made in the wrong order, you can end up with an alignment that's technically within specification, but that puts unnecessary stress on suspension components. Ask your alignment shop about their procedure. If they can't explain why they adjust in a particular sequence, consider finding a different shop that understands suspension geometry at a deeper level. Trick number 5, the shock replacement interval nobody follows. Here's an uncomfortable truth about suspension maintenance. Your shocks and struts need to be replaced long before they completely fail, but almost nobody replaces them at the right interval because there's no warning light that tells you when they're worn out. Shocks and struts deteriorate so gradually that you don't notice the change in ride quality until they're completely shot. By the time you realize your ride is harsh or your vehicle is bouncing excessively, your shocks have been worn out for 20,000 miles or more. And during that time, they've been allowing excessive suspension movement that's been destroying every other component in your system. Ford doesn't specify a replacement interval for shocks and struts in terms of mileage, because they want to say that they last the life of the vehicle. But talk to any honest suspension specialist and they'll tell you that shocks and struts should be replaced every 75,000 to 100,000 miles, regardless of whether they seem to be working fine. This preventive replacement philosophy seems expensive until you understand what worn shocks are doing to the rest of your suspension. When your shocks are worn out, your vehicle bounces more over bumps. This excessive bouncing means your ball joints, tie rod ends, control arm bushings, and sway bar links are experiencing much greater range of motion and impact forces than they should. Think of your shocks as the protective parents of your suspension system. When they're healthy, they control and dampen all the movement, keeping everything operating within safe limits. When they're worn out, it's like removing the adult supervision. all the other suspension components start moving excessively and wearing out rapidly. I've seen Ford vehicles where the owner waited too long to replace worn shocks, and by the time they finally did the shock replacement, they also needed ball joints, tie rod ends, and control arm bushings. That's a $5,000 repair that could have been a $1,200 shock replacement if it had been done at the right time. The way to know if your shocks need replacement is to perform the bounce test I mentioned earlier, but also to pay attention to how your Ford behaves during normal driving. If you go over a bump and your vehicle continues to bounce or feels floaty for a moment afterward, your shocks are worn. If your vehicle nosedives excessively when braking or squats when accelerating, your shocks are worn. If you feel like you're fighting the steering wheel more than you used to, or if your vehicle seems to wander on the highway, your shocks are worn. These are all signs that should prompt immediate shock replacement, not just making a mental note to deal with it eventually. Putting it all together for maximum suspension life. When you implement all 5 of these techniques consistently, you create a comprehensive suspension maintenance program that will make your Ford's suspension last longer than you'll probably own the vehicle. The monthly bounce test catches problems early when they're cheap to fix. Regular lubrication prevents the premature wear that destroys ball joints and tie rod ends. Proper tire rotation distributes wear evenly and eliminates force variations. Regular alignment checks keep everything operating within optimal parameters, and timely shock replacement protects all your other suspension components from excessive wear. The total time investment is minimal. The monthly bounce test takes 5 minutes. Greasing your suspension takes 30 minutes every 5,000 miles. Tire rotation takes 20 minutes if you're doing it yourself, or is typically included with oil changes if you're paying someone else. Alignment checks twice a year take about an hour each time. Shock replacement every 80,000 miles takes a few hours. We're talking about maybe 3 hours per year of maintenance time to protect suspension components worth thousands of dollars. That's an absurdly good investment. The financial benefits are even more compelling. If you follow this program, you can reasonably expect your suspension components to last 150,000 miles or more. Without this program, most Ford owners are replacing major suspension components between 70 and 90,000 miles. That's the difference between one major suspension service over the life of your vehicle versus 2 or 3. At $4,000 per major service, this maintenance program saves you $8,000 to $12,000 over the time you own your Ford. And that's not even counting the improved ride quality, better handling, and increased safety you'll experience by keeping your suspension in optimal condition. Your Ford is built to last. American engineering has produced some incredibly durable suspension systems that can handle everything from daily commuting to serious off-road use. But durability requires maintenance. The components are there. The engineering is solid. All that's missing is an owner who understands what needs to be done and actually does it consistently. Now you have that understanding. You know the 5 critical techniques that make suspension systems last forever. You know why they work and how they protect your investment. The only question now is whether you'll actually implement them. Your Ford is counting on you to make the right choice.